Oh, there we go. Hello there, y'all. Welcome on back to the Old Mountain Man. Welcome to another live stream. It's gonna be a fun stream today. I don't know if anybody's here yet. I'm gonna get things set up on my computer so that way I can see the stream, and then we should be good to go. This flower pot's kind of in my way, but I think it looks pretty there, so I think I'll just deal with it. I'll just move it over a little bit there. And we'll see how we're looking on the stream. I can't see any messages right now. I gotta do a check and see. I'll put the stream on my laptop so I can see. I don't have two phones today because everybody is at work. There it is, live with Big Rowdy, listening to Bigfoot stories. Yes, sir. 7 watching. Oh boy. Can't wait to see the comments. Turn it down so y'all don't hear me twice. Alright. I like it. There's everybody coming on in. Pretty classy lady. Philip Fencer the fourth. Chris Ashley, who was just on a cryptid call-in. And there's Big Rowdy. He's waiting for the call. Oh boy. I'm going to call you right now. Now, I'm trying something different today. I got 2 little microphones, so hopefully you can hear me just as good as you can hear Big Rowdy when I call. Pretty classy lady's got those big ol' eyes watching. I see. Alright. Let me go on over to Facebook and I'll get it all set up. So let me know, y'all, if the audio, I know it's probably good right now, but let me know when Big Rowdy comes on, because I want you to be able to hear him good. I think the speaker is right here and right here on the laptop, so we'll see how it all sounds. I'm going to be calling him on my laptop today because, like I said, I don't have 2 phones. Now, we're not doing a cryptid call-in live. We'll see. Wait, that's me. Never mind. I'm coming through twice. I got to shut this off then. I got to shut off the live stream. So I guess just let me know. I'll go back. Cryptic Narwhal is here. He says the man himself. Big Rowdy says he got some creepy stories to tell. Oh boy. Be in for a treat. And Pretty Classy Lady says, I thought Big Rowdy was the name of the puppet behind you. Oh, no. That's Mr. Squatch. But he's just a big old stuffy. He's not a puppet. It would be cool if he was a puppet. But no, Big Rowdy is, he was on episode 1 of Cryptid Call-In. It's my new series, if in case anybody doesn't know, where, I get or give a call to a friend of the channel, which is what I'm going to do right now. But this isn't Cryptid Call-In live. We're not doing that. Maybe one day, but not right now. He's just going to be telling us some fun stories. So let's start a voice call. Or Big Rowdy, let me know right now. Do you want to do a voice or video call? I won't really be able to show you though, so I guess we'll just do a voice call. That'll be better. Because then we just need to hear it, because then I have to flip it around, then I won't be able to see. I'll turn it all the way up. And let me know, can you hear the ringing right now? It's connected microphone and speaker. Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Hey, Big Rowdy.
How's it going?
Going pretty good. We're on the live stream. Finally got it all set up. Alright. So, how many Bigfoot stories do you have for us today?
Alright, well, I guess I was going to try to have the stream up as well, but I can't mute it all the way, so yeah.
That's okay. If you want, maybe open on another screen if you got like a computer or something.
No, I only got my phone.
Okay. Well, that's okay. You can hear me both ways.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess like I was telling you on Facebook, you know, I got quite a few creepy stories to tell as well, so.
Oh yes. We're all excited to hear.
Yeah, well, I'll start out small and then
Oh, I lost you. Oh wait.
Huh?
I lost you for a second, but you're back now.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So, like you said, I'll start small and then I'll end with the big one.
Oh, cool. Okay. We got about like an hour, I'd say. I think
Okay.
that's good.
So, let's see the Bigfoot stories. All right.
Oh boy.
Well, the first one, like I said, there's only two of these that that I actually have something to do with. Well, three. Yeah, three technically, but and then the others are other stories I've heard from my mom and dad.
Oh, cool.
So let's see, there's two Bigfoot stories, one me and then one with my dad. I'll tell my dad's first.
Cool.
So this was probably in the late 70s.
Huh.
Yeah, but it was a time that before I was a few years before I was thought of.
Yeah.
And my mom hadn't quite got together yet.
Huh.
So anyway, he was working, like, and everything at like sort of like during like the during a night shift, and he got off about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And where he worked at and where he parked his car was only a couple blocks away.
Oh.
And he was going back to his car, and this was like in middle of town. I don't know, like here they've got places like where the courthouse is. They got where you can drive around it. It's called the Court Square.
Oh. Huh.
And from like any wooded area anywhere around.
Oh.
There were a few trees here and there, but no actually like woods.
Yeah.
And well, so he doesn't think anything about it. He just tired from work and everything, and gets in his car.
Oh. Huh.
And and so his car, so he started driving down the road. And, his car, it kind of, the way the car was, I guess you could say, built, because it was actually a street legal drag car.
Yeah.
So, if you got it going too fast, sometimes it would jerk and jar, let your RPMs are up too high.
Yeah.
So that's what he thought was going on. He's like, what in the hell? And then he's like, well, so he started slowing down. Yeah. And then he said all of a sudden he looks in a rear view mirror. And he said he saw a big hairy creature looking at him with, just these bright red eyes.
That sounds like a Bigfoot to me.
His exact words was, "Holy fuck."
Yes.
So he said he started, like swerving back and forth to, try to, because, he was moving the car around, it's like swerving back and forth, and my dad was trying to keep it on the road. And he was probably, I don't know, well, where he was at was probably about 15 miles from where he lived at. So he was probably about, like he said, about 5 or 6 miles from home. And there was this old man that he knew. And again, like I said, this was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. He pulls up in this old man's driveway, car loud as hell, and then he said when he gets ready to get out of the car, he said the old man comes out with his big ass gun and starts, waving it around, saying, who the hell is in my driveway? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. My dad gets out of the car, running up. He's like, "Oh, whoa, sir, it's me. And and then like, all right, he's like, okay. He said, "Hey, now who the hell was in my driveway?" He said, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
He said, "I don't know what's in my car, but whatever it is, when that son bitch gets out, shoot it."
Yes.
Because he said that's scary as hell. Here steps out, big struggle to get out of. And hey, my dad, the car he had was a '69 Mustang.
That's a good one.
So, a small car with a big 7-foot creature in the back seat.
Yeah, not good for that though.
That's not a very big area. Well, anyway, he finally gets out, and there, and they was. And the old man said, "That's a goddamn Bigfoot."
It sure is.
And he sees them, and it takes off running, and the old man shoots, and he shoots like 4 or 5 times. Every time he shoots, you can hear it yelp.
Oh.
They're like, so he does. He said, "Well, I got him a couple of times at least." Well, they go around and and they, of course, they don't see nothing. And they're like, "Well, it's too dark, We'll look at it, when it's daylight."
Yeah. What did they find?
So my dad goes home. Well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
So my dad goes home, and so he tells his dad, and like, "Okay, we'll go in the morning back up there and see what we can find." So they go back up to that old man's house. And, he tells them, he's like, "All right, let's go see what we can find." And they get a little ways up, and then they start seeing like little blood spots every once in a while.
Ooh.
Like, and every just a few had, like a little bit of hair in it and all this and that, just like little spots. And and the old man said, "I told you I got that son of a bitch."
Yeah.
And well, they walked, my dad said probably a good 2 or 3 miles. And, they followed the blood trail.
Yeah.
And when they got to this one spot, he said it was a creek.
Oh.
And he said right there at the edge of the creek bank, they found a big he said decent sized blood spot. He said all of it was already dried, He said that one was still just a little bit, like a little damp, but he said you could tell it was there for a while.
Yeah.
And they got to examine. Of course, they didn't see nothing, nowhere around. And they got to examining, and my dad looked down, and he found like these 2 little nuggets.
Oh.
And they picked them up, and the old man said, "Those are my shells. I shot that son of a bitch with."
Oh.
So apparently, he got him at least twice, and I guess he dug them out.
Interesting.
And then they saw footprints going on the other side of the creek bank up like this big embankment. They said there ain't no way they're gonna climb it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, all hurt up like that.
Yeah, and then they said it was probably about 70, 80 degrees up.
Yeah.
So no way they could climb it themselves. So, and then my grandpa said, told them, he says, "You boys feel like we're being watched right now?" And then there's like the old man said, "Yeah, it kind of feels like that." He says, "Let's get the hell out of here."
Yeah.
So they went back home. They went back to the old man's house and went back home, and then that was my dad's Bigfoot encounter.
Wow. I can't believe he actually got 2 shots at him. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if think the Bigfoot actually died for sure, or you think got away?
Don't know. I mean, because like I said, they said that they didn't see him anywhere around, so it must have, because they said they could feel like something was watching, and when I was asking my dad about it, when he told me, I said, "Do you think it could have been the Bigfoot?" He said, "Well, since we didn't see anything, can't really tell, didn't really know for sure," but he says that's what we was thinking. It could have been him standing by watching us.
Oh, interesting. So, yeah, I wonder. Probably was then, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, because I mean,
Yeah.
because it was only a few hours after that had happened, so I mean, it's probably
Yeah.
still in that area.
Oh yeah.
But
Hmm.
from where he was in my dad's car until he got out of it was probably a good to about 10, 12 miles
Yeah.
from where he was originally at. So he was a good ways from, I guess, from his home.
Huh. Barry
I'm
Clark.
sure he found his way
Yeah.
back, but
Yeah. Barry Clark in the chat says, "Who shot Bigfoot?" It was, I'll say, Big Rowdy's dad.
well, it was the person that he stopped at his house, but the old man that
Yeah,
my
right.
dad knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and then okay, so and then we jump a few years to mine.
Yeah.
I was in my late teens, I guess. Yeah, well, like I was like even like 19, 20, something like that. And I had a few four-wheelers and whatnot around, and had a couple extras in case some buddies wanted to go for a ride. They would have one.
Oh, cool.
And
wish I had some four-wheelers out in the back. That'd be fun.
oh, they definitely were back in my younger days. I had fun on them.
Yeah.
So anyway, was one by my buddy, a family friend up the road, come down and was saying that his wife's nephew wanted to go ride. He was going to take my buddy's three-wheeler. And my buddy said, he said, I can't go because, he said, I got to go do some work. And he asked me, he said, do you mind, riding, going and riding around with him back, in the fields and the trails back there behind your house?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I don't mind. And I asked my dad, of course, I mean, all the four-wheelers were technically mine, but there was one, the last one he actually bought for himself, but asking if I could take that one, he said, I don't care. So I took his four-wheeler and we started riding and whatnot, and we was gone probably 3 or 4 hours,
Yeah.
And it started to get dark. So we thought, all right, and I told my buddy, I says, yeah, we probably ought to head back. We've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you're probably right. So we start heading back, and this is the funny part of the story.
Yeah.
So we start going back, and we get probably about halfway. About halfway back from through the fields and the trails, and the three-wheeler runs out of gas.
Oh, that ain't good.
Oh well, so I get so he says, all right, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so then, like I said, after the three-wheeler runs out of gas, he's like, yeah, well, I guess we'll just he's I'll have to ride with you, and we'll come back and get it. Later or whatever. And I was like, all right, yeah, it's fine. We do that. And as soon as he gets on my four-wheeler, mine dies.
Oh no! What the hell did y'all do?
And mine's out of gas as well.
Oh no! That's not good.
And on the and then on my four-wheeler, which I had no idea that it was even on, but on some of the newer four-wheelers and stuff, they have a thing like it's got like where you can turn the gas off and on, and it's got this thing for a reserve, which has a little bit in it to, where if you run out.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, this one was on the reserve already, so it had ran completely out of gas.
Oh no.
So I was like, well, shit, I guess we got to walk back.
Yeah. How big of a walk was it?
A couple miles.
That That would be hard,
So not
especially at
too
night.
far. Yeah, no, it wasn't too far, but I mean, you know, if it was a straight walk,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been probably a half a mile. But the way we had to zigzag through and everything, it was a couple of miles.
Yeah.
So we go out to a spot where, you know, we tuck the four-wheeler and the three-wheeler off into the woods a little bit, so just in case, you know, somebody goes through there, they can't find them very easily.
Yeah.
And so we start walking back, and we get into this big clearing. And then we start hearing, you know, something like somebody's following us.
Oh,
and we look, and, you know, we don't see nothing. And then, like, we can just hear, like, somebody, it sounds like somebody's walking through the woods, but it sounds like, you know, I mean, you know, like tree branches and stuff. You can hear them like the ones on the ground. It just sounds like they're just snapping, you know. It's like, I told my buddy, I said, "Do you hear that?" He says, "Yeah." What the hell? He says, "What the hell is that?" I said, "Something over in that woods."
Did it sound real big too?
Yeah. And I was like, all right, well, let's just keep walking, you know, maybe it just, you know, whatever, and it just keeps getting louder and louder. And we're like, I said, okay, something is over there, like, you know, following us.
Yeah.
And I said, hold on a second. And I happened to look, and probably about 7.5 feet up in the air, I see these two glowing red eyes.
That's not good.
And I says, there is no fucking way. He says, what? I says, look. He said, what? I said, do you see those two glowing things over there? He said, is that what I think it is? I said, I believe so. So I pull out, and, you know, but this is back when, like, you know, the camera phones just pretty much just started to come out.
Yeah. So, like, around,
I had one
about 20 years ago, about?
Yeah, something like that. But I had one, and so I go to take a picture, and I'm like, you know, and I look at it, I was like, shit, you can't see nothing. So I turned the flash on, and when I hit it to take another picture, you could see it in that picture, and as soon as that flash went off, he went ballistic.
Oh, no. Yeah, they don't like flash.
I mean, like a really aggressive, like growl and kind of roar at me, you know. I was like, and I was like, oh, I said, yeah, I can do that too. Of course, when he did that, you know, it was just like I could feel that shit, and I was like, again, you know, like I said about with my other time with the Wyatt woman, it was like when they did that, it was like terrifying on the inside, but I wasn't showing no fear.
No, you can't.
And my buddy was over there just freaking out, you know, like panicking. Oh my God, what are we gonna do, man? What happens if he comes after us? I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said, that's what we're gonna do. I said, you're the more fast one. So I said, you run around somewhere and find the biggest stick you can find.
Yeah.
I says, I was just joking with him, you know, about this. I said, but you find the biggest stick you can find, or log, whatever. I said, I'll keep him distracted. So when he comes out after me, I said, you run up behind him and start beating that sumbitch. And I said, then I'll find one and join you, and we'll both beat that sumbitch to death.
Hell yes.
He said, he's like, are you fucking insane? I said, maybe a little bit. Which, you know, he wasn't from here. He said, damn, you Kentucky boys are crazy.
Yeah.
I said, you ain't seen nothing yet.
No. That reminds me of that one part in the most recent Sons of Appalachia episode with Wild Bill. You crazy? Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. That's how it is. It's like, funny. Well, I mean, I've never admitted to not be crazy. I mean, you know, I'll be honest with you, you know, change the subject for a second, but you got to be a little bit crazy to live in this crazy world.
Damn straight. Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so, you know, then I was like, So he's, he growls at us again. And I look, and then I told my buddy, I says, so I says, what are we going to do here? He's, I don't know, man, this thing's fucking creepy.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at him, I said, you know what? I said, if any motherfucker out here in these woods wants to come out and do something, won't you bring your big ass out? I ain't scared of shit.
Yeah.
And then, my buddy did go get a stick, but, he didn't go use it.
Yeah.
And he, does another growl and then turns around and starts walking away.
Huh.
And my buddy throws the stick, at the woods, kind of goes in there. And then it just we hear the footsteps stop all of a sudden.
Ooh. Huh.
And then next thing you know, here comes a bigger log thrown at us.
Oh, no.
And we can hear, we can hear that. So I said, we might want to back up just in case.
Yeah.
So we back up, and then here comes this big-ass log throwing at us, and it lands at our feet.
Huh.
And we're probably, I'd say, at least, 30, 40, maybe 40 yards away from the wood line, and he's probably already halfway, about that distance in. So, it's probably about double of where we're at from the wood line. And we backed up probably 2 or 3 feet. So if we would have still been standing where we was at, that log would have probably hit us.
Yeah. Oh, and real quick, I just wanted to ask. Somebody from the chat was wondering if there's any odor when you were near the Sasquatch.
It was kind of like a musky smell, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I expect.
How most of them are.
Yeah. Cool.
And then after that, after he threw the log, we could hear him just walking away.
Oh. So it seems like maybe he got scared off.
Yeah, I guess after he threw the log, he decided, he's like, well, I did my thing. I threw one back at y'all, so it's time to go.
Yeah.
So I told my buddy, I said, well, so I think we're done here. I said, let's go walk back.
Yeah.
So we walk back, and we go, when in between the two fields, there's a little creek. So we go up through it, and then we go on and go back home. And he goes to my buddy's house, and I go home. I come walking up, and go in, and my dad said, "Where's the 4-wheeler?" I said, "It's out of gas."
Uh-oh.
He says, "Where at?" And I said, "It's pretty good ways in the field." And he's all saying something, that's too nice of a 4-wheeler, leave out there. I was like, yeah, but I said, I can't, I can't ride one 4-wheeler to go get another one. My mom didn't know how to ride, and of course my dad wasn't too bad a shape to ride one.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. And about that time, my other buddy come up, knocked on the door, and he was like, my dad told him to come on in. And he says, man, he says, what is wrong with Charlie? He's like, he come in the house just all terrified and hardly, able to speak.
Huh.
And I told him, I said, we encountered a Bigfoot. He says, what? No, y'all didn't. So I said, here, I showed him a picture of it. And he said, good God.
Yeah.
So I guess there is one out there. I said, yeah.
Uh-oh.
And he said, all right. And my dad said, he said, yeah, he also said both of y'all ran out of gas. Yeah, my dad said something about his 4-wheeler, and he's like, I ain't worried about my 3-wheeler. He told me, let's get on one of the other 4-wheelers. He says, I'll take you out there, we'll put gas in it, and you can bring yours back.
Huh.
Okay. So we go out there, and while we're going there and, putting gas on the other 4-wheeler and bringing it back, he said he would go come back in the morning and get his three-wheeler, which he did. I took him out there, and when we went, I decided after I took him up there for his three-wheeler with the gas, and I decided to look around.
Yeah.
Well, where he was standing at in the woods, I looked. I didn't really see much. You know, I could see like a couple of the tree logs and stuff. You know, where it had seen where it got smashed down from it and everything. Not really no footprints. But I still took a couple of those pictures.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, I don't have the phone anymore, unfortunately. But and so anyway, huh?
Oh, you don't have the phone for the picture? That's okay.
No, but otherwise, you know, I could send them to you and you could put them up. But
That'd be
anyway,
pretty cool. That's all right.
So then I go down to the creek. And I'm like, you know, I said, I've always heard Bigfoots, you know, like to travel water.
That is true, yes.
So I started looking at the creek and I found some footprints. So I took pictures of those.
Oh, cool.
And, you know, I had a bunch of, you know, I had 2 pictures of him and probably 3 or 4 pictures of the footprints. But unfortunately, you know, that phone's long gone now. And
yeah.
So, but yeah, and then I went back, you know, and then like we're sitting outside, you know, at nighttime, and every once in a while you can hear. It's like I said, it's been years ago, but every once in a while you could hear like a faint roar, like, you know, like a deep, you know, like how they roar out, or if you're in the woods, you can hear it. At time, you know, we was back there a few times. We never did see it anymore, but we could hear like a faint tree knock.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
They ever try
one of my
doing
buddies,
tree knocks yourself?
Well, I was actually going to tell you that went out another time with a couple more buddies. Yeah. And, you know, one of my buddies got pissed off because his because the four-wheeler he was riding, he didn't want to do anything to the four-wheeler because it was actually mine. He quit running on him. And he got pissed off, so he grabs this stick that he finds and starts beating on a tree. He probably hits it 4 or 5 times, and then we stop. We're sitting there talking, and then we hear another one off in the distance.
Oh, so Bigfoot responded then.
And we're like, yeah, and everybody's like, what in the hell? And I said, Bigfoot knock. I was like, what? Yep. I said, you knocked on that tree. And I said, he's responding back.
Yeah.
And they're like, man, that's crazy. But, yep. So that's the Bigfoot encounter I got.
That's really cool. I love that you got to hear some tree knocks from.
Yeah.
I've never heard a tree knock, but that'd be pretty cool if I could hear one.
Yeah, it's actually, you know, when you first hear it, it's like it kind of startles you a little bit. But you know, even though you're like waiting to hear it, like a respond back, it's not like a scary startle, but it's almost like, whoa,
yeah,
hell yeah, you know, you like I got a response, exactly. Badass. Yeah, it's kind of nice to hear one.
Yeah.
You know, especially like if you do it and it responds back, yeah.
Oh, those are some great stories. Thanks a lot for sharing them, Big Rowdy.
Yep.
Is that all the stories you got for today?
Well, the Bigfoot ones, like I said, I got a couple of scary, creepy ones.
Oh, really? I think we got some more time if you want to tell them.
All right. So, well, these 2 here are kind of short, so
okay.
I've got a few other ones, you know, that, like I said, are kind of a little short and sweet, so I'll tell those, and then I'll tell the last one.
Okay.
All right, so there's a couple things here. I don't know the full story on it, but I think it's either here in Kentucky or another state that's close by called Missouri. And we're right on the border of it, so it's somewhere in there, this bridge, you can go across and you can stop. And it's one of those, you flash your lights and you know, something will happen.
Ooh.
Well, the story is there's this motorcycle that this guy had gotten killed on.
Oh,
because somebody came into his lane
and
hit him head on.
Uh-oh.
Well, it kind of this part here kind of a little, you know, gory, but the guy lost his head.
Oh no.
Yeah, on the motorcycle. So what you do is when you go to the bridge, you can turn your car off or leave it running, whatever you want to do, and you flash your lights 3 times. And then you leave it off. And then you can hear a faint motorcycle in the distance.
Yeah.
And then you can see like this one headlight coming at you, and the motorcycle will come and it will go like a ghost. It's like it'll go right through your car.
Oh.
And if there's someone in the middle of the car, or you've got a leg, an arm, or whatever, in the middle of the car, when the bike comes in, you will have a tire mark on your body.
Whoa. What the?
Yep. Because the story goes is nobody survived the crash, but the story goes also the people that was in the car, one of the tires rubbed up against their face.
Huh.
And left the tire mark. So that's where the tire mark comes in at.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh.
And, you know, I've never witnessed this myself, but my mom and dad both have.
Huh. Wow.
And then that, you know, I always kind of wanted to see that myself, but, you know, never got to go do it.
I just did a live stream talking to Big Rowdy. Okay. Thanks, Dad. 1 second.
All right.
Thanks. I'll just put it right here. We'll be done pretty soon. He's just on a voice call.
Howdy, Big Rowdy.
What's up?
How are you doing, man?
Doing all right? How about you?
Life is good here in the north of the border.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope life is good there too. Hope life is good where you're at.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it could be better, but you know, I'm surviving.
That's all we can do, brother.
Yeah.
That's right.
I want to let you go. You have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. So then the second short one is this is actually here in Kentucky. I think my mom said it was in Greenville.
Oh, for that place.
Yeah, Greenville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
There is up in a place where the coal mines were at.
Huh.
So anyway, there's this house. I don't know if it's still standing there or not, but excuse me. But there was this old house that I don't know, you know, it was probably, it happened, you know, probably, I think it was like the 50s or the 60s or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was this girl there that, you know, I think she was supposed to go to a dance or a prom or something. And her parents told her that if it rains, you can't go.
Huh. Wonder why.
I don't know. So she gets all, you know, dressed, like ready to go and everything. Just gets, you know, all dolled up because, you know, she's ready to go to this dance. And, well, it starts raining.
Uh-oh.
So, you know, she knows, well, if it's raining, she can't go.
Yeah.
And so what she does is she goes to the window and says, Lord, if it's not meant for me to go, strike me down right now. And a bolt of lightning shoots through the window, strikes her dead.
What the?
Yep.
Wow, I guess she really wasn't supposed to go.
Yep. As soon as she gets that out of her mouth, that's when it happens.
Wow.
And and her parents hear it. Of course, they go up there and see it and everything, and then they see it happening. But anyway,
Yeah.
the other part of the story is kind of the little somewhat creepy part. Is day or night, you go by this house, and up in the window, you can see her standing there looking out.
Oh no, that reminds me of the little boy in the blue house.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's scary.
Yeah, but she's actually standing there looking out, like she's watching. It's almost like she's looking, like seeing. You see her at her last moment.
Oh no.
Before she's dead, like she's looking out, like saying what she said.
Huh. Man, that's scary.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then it got so bad, like people coming there from all around that they heard about this to look at it. And eventually they boarded the window up because they got the people got tired of everybody coming there and looking at it.
Oh. Huh.
So
I wonder if any of her parents knew that she had actually said that before she got struck. Did anybody hear? Well, I mean, they must have.
Yeah, apparently somebody did because
Yeah, how else would the story be told?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they did, but nobody. Nobody actually. I don't know the full story. Like I said, I don't know who said what, or who's seen or heard anything. I just know the main part of the story.
Man, that's a crazy one.
Mm-hmm. And my mom says she's been by the house, but she went by there, but after it had already been boarded up, so she didn't see it herself. But she's heard the stories on it.
Yeah.
And let's see, any more? Yeah, there's okay, now I got two. Yeah, all right, so there's another one.
Okay.
Here, the last four are cemetery related.
Oh. How long do you
the
think?
First one,
are these gonna? Huh? We probably got about 10 more minutes, I'd say. Is that enough time, you think? Just because I gotta get going around maybe like 5:15. It's like 4:55 right now.
Let's see. Yeah, it'd probably take me a little bit longer to tell those.
Okay. Well, should we just do one and then maybe we'll pick this up on another live stream? If you want.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I can just see where we go.
Or, you just want to, let's see. Well, I can try to tell them real quick.
Okay. I don't want to rush you, though.
Okay, so, that's fine. Okay. So then there's one here that there's a cemetery that you can go by, and there's this angel statue that and it, when you're going through, you can see, and it moves and it watches you.
Ooh, what the? Eyes follow you?
What? Huh?
The eyes just follow you wherever you go? That's pretty eerie.
But technically it doesn't move.
Oh.
People thinks it does, but it just the lighting effect on it.
Ah, huh. That's cool.
And then there's another cemetery. Two parts in this. There's this another angel statue that no matter what, day, night, hot or cold, the statue is always warm.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, it could be, say, 0 degrees outside. You go up there to it, and I know that's about -30 for y'all, so maybe 0 degrees here, believe me, I know how the weather is up there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I go, you go to that statue, like I said, no matter what it is, it's always hot or warm.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then in that same cemetery, there's this. It's technically not there, but in the back of the cemetery, every once in a while, a certain time of night, and on a certain day, you can see a house in the back of the cemetery.
What the?
And you can go in this house. You can explore it. It's like a 2-story house. It's got a basement, everything. But you only got a certain amount of time, and I've heard people say, and some people is still missing to this day because of this house.
What the?
That was the last time they were seen.
Huh.
Because if you're stuck in this house when it's time for it to disappear, you're stuck inside the house, but
Oh, no.
the house will disappear from where it's at, but you will still be inside the house.
What the? That's pretty darn wild.
And then, like I said, the house may appear tonight, and then when it disappears, it may appear again tomorrow night, and then you can get out. But if it doesn't appear, it could be 6 months, it could be 2 years. You never know.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but there's people still that they claim it's still missing today, and the last place they were seen was that house.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
Some people just never get out.
Exactly.
Man.
And then the last one, the creepiest.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
Yeah. And this is actually not too far from here, just only a couple miles away. I've never been to it because, I don't know when it happens. And quite frankly, I don't really want to know. But the cemetery is actually, the name is actually my last name. Oh,
that's pretty scary.
So it's kind of creepy in a way for that.
Yes.
And so anyway, my dad actually experienced this with 2 of our cousins and my uncle.
Huh.
You go to the cemetery, and like another time, certain time of night, and a certain day. You go to the cemetery, and then it's like all of a sudden, like this tunnel, you can drive under the cemetery.
Oh, never heard of that before.
And you can see everything under it, like the caskets just floating there, and and everything.
Oh.
It's really creepy.
Yeah.
And my dad said that the one part that really got him was he was driving through, and he said he stopped because they were just looking around.
Yeah.
And he says this. He said one of them, he was looking around, not paying attention to his side, and I think one of our cousins was in the passenger's seat. He told him to look at his left, and there was this girl standing there. My dad says she just looked normal.
Huh.
And then he says he had his window down a little bit, and he says she grabs the window, and the window fogs up.
Uh-oh.
And his car dies, and it won't start back.
Huh.
She says your car won't start until don't start your car until I tell you, or it won't start.
What the?
And they're like, well, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And so then, she's there for a little bit. And my dad said what he could tell, he says he knows this girl. Like he's seen her before, but he can't place who she is. And she knows him and everything because she says his name. And she says everybody's name in the car. So apparently it was somebody he knew. He just didn't know. He said the couple hours had went by. This happened, over talking and everything. And he said all of a sudden she releases her hands, and she says, "You can start your car now and go."
Huh. That's
And
weird.
so he starts the car, and she says, "Go before it's too late."
Huh.
So my dad's driving through, and then when they leave, then all of a sudden they go back up through, like a nut that goes back up like through the tunnel. And then he says they're back at the cemetery, but they're driving out there pretty fast. And he says, and then he says what it happens is you can appear out of there, like when you're going through the trail. Yeah. And then when you go down, he said, when you come out, there's no telling. He said, you don't come back out on the trail. You come out anywhere. So he says they're going through, and he says as they're getting back on the trail, because they're trying to find their way through, because, it's foggy out and they can't see. And he says they realize, they ran over a couple of tombstones.
Oh.
And, so they still going. My dad says, they would come back and, fix them, in the morning or whatever. And they're trying to get out of there. He says it feels like the car is like getting heavy. Huh. Like it's hard to drive,
Yeah.
And so they can, maybe we hit one of the tombstones we hit, maybe it's under the car. So they get out and look, and they don't see nothing under the car, and they go to the back of it, and there's this guy laying on the ground, hanging on to the back of the car.
What the? Who the hell could it be?
And they're like, hey, why don't you lift the car? And the guy's like, no, He's like, he was mad because, they had, he's like, you're not going anywhere until you fix what you tore up.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, we can't see anything out here, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, he says, about not letting go of the car. And my cousin, he says, all right.
Yeah.
I'll make you, he's like, I'll make you, let go of the car. He goes in the glove box and gets my dad's toy that he has in there.
Yeah.
He goes, how about this, motherfucker? And the guys, they didn't do any, they didn't, hesitate after this. What the guy said next was probably the creepiest part.
Oh, boy.
He says, you can't kill me. I'm already dead.
Oh, no. It was the ghost?
And then my cousin, he's like, fuck it, and just start emptied the whole clip out of this guy. Huh. And he says, I already told you, you can't kill me. I'm dead.
What the? So
and then my dad tells the guy,
going straight through him. Are the bullets just going straight through him?
Pretty much, I guess. I don't know, but he just they just sat there, just kept blasting it with him, and they just he just looks at him and he says that, and they're like, well, let's get the hell out of here. My dad's like, well, he's not gonna let go of the car. And my dad tells him, he's like, look, hey, he says, I promise. He says, I'll come back tomorrow when it's daylight and fix these if you let go of my fucking car so we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And then he says, remember, you can't kill me. I'm dead. And then he lets go of the car and disappears.
What the?
And then as they're leaving, my dad said probably the worst part of it, they see like his figure standing in the middle of it's at the end of the cemetery where you can exit out. And, they're not paying much attention. They see it, but, they go up because they're going to ask if they can move. And when the guy turns, it's only half of him standing there.
Oh, boy. What the?
And he looks at him and puts his arm up and waves.
Yeah.
And then he, walks off. My dad said it was the creepiest thing he ever seen. He's only seen one leg move.
Oh,
almost like he said he wasn't jumping, but he said looked like he was moving both legs if they were there.
What the?
And then just vanishes away.
Wow.
And then he says they got the hell out of there as quick as they could.
Yeah.
And then my dad said the next day they went back and fixed and put the tombstones back up.
Huh. That's pretty
And he
brave
says
to
while
go
they were
back.
there, they saw, huh?
That's pretty brave of them to go right back.
Yeah. Well, it was during the day, you know, so
Yeah.
they knew nothing would happen, and they saw the groundskeeper there,
Hmm.
and he asked me, he said, "Boys, y'all know what happened here last night?" My dad said, "Yeah," and he told them the story. He says, "Y'all," he said, "Oh, y'all actually saw that, huh?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He said, "Well," he said, "I wish I could have forewarned you boys before," but he says, he says, "Yeah," he said, those things are crazy. He says, "I've encountered them myself being here working at night." He says, "I've seen some crazy stuff." He says, "So what y'all doing back here?"
Yeah.
My dad says, "We're here to fix the tombstones. We couldn't kill because he was already dead."
Yeah.
The old man says, "Yeah, him." He says, "Don't mind him. He's just he was just still trying to do his job." He said, that was my brother."
Oh. Hmm.
My dad said they fixed the tombstones, and he said they never went back.
Huh. What in the world?
Yeah.
How could that be his brother though? It was.
I don't know.
You meant the groundskeeper's brother, right?
Yeah, the one that was holding on to my dad's car, saying they
Yeah.
can't kill him because he's dead.
Yeah.
The groundskeeper that was there alive
Huh.
said that was his brother, and he had the job before him.
Oh. What in the world?
Yep.
Yeah, those are some good stories. I really like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not just stories; they're like real encounters. That's what makes me
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. Well, I told you the last one was juicy.
Yeah, it was a good one. Thanks a lot for telling them all, Big Rowdy.
Yep. And everybody watching, I hope y'all enjoyed them too.
I know. I hope everybody enjoyed, and so does Big Rowdy. They're all saying that's
Yep.
scary. I see the Indiana Bigfoot again in my old town, says Tony. Oh boy.
Huh.
Everybody loved him.
Well, I guess you got sounds like you got another cryptid call in.
I do have to get to one soon, yes. And my computer's about to die, so you did
All right. Well,
perfectly
and
timed.
then I will say, yeah, I will be back for at least another episode of Cryptid Call-ins because
Yes, you will.
I do have a couple more stories I want to tell, but that'd be for another day.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Looking forward to it. We should be able to do that, I think, next week, because I got a few more I gotta do first.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Big Rowdy. Have a good day.
Yep. You too.
Okay, talk soon.
Yep. Talk soon, buddy.
See you later. Oops. Right there. Oh, I'm calling again. What the? Okay. I think I started calling him again. That's crazy. All right. You have a good one too, Jason. Thanks everybody for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What you think of all Big Rowdy's encounters, not just his own, but also his dad's and just everybody's different encounters that he knows of. Really darn cool. But what the people were talking in the chat about earlier, I didn't get to talk about it, about the Sons of Appalachia. I was talking about it in the chat. I'll quickly talk about it live. What they have planned in December? I don't know what they have planned in December, but I think they said it this Friday in their post that the next episode, part 2 of the Dogman's coming out, and then it's November 14th is when it's going to pick up again. People were getting confused. They said that part 2 will be out on November 14th. Well, that's going to be episode 8. But episode 7's coming this Friday. From what I know, at least. Unless they changed it. I don't know. But, anyways, yeah. Big Rowdy's in the chat now. He says, hope y'all enjoyed the stories. We sure did. Thanks a lot, Big Rowdy. And thanks, everybody, for watching. So, with all that, I will see y'all next time. Hoorah! I'm going to catch some monsters. Gotta come over here, though, to shut off the stream. Because it's on my phone. 1 second. There we go. Uh-oh. There's an emergency alert on my phone. Oh my goodness. It says, the live stream must be going. It says Skylar Rose, 38 years old, in a Nissan. Last seen in Brampton. What in the hell? Well, hopefully they find her. Oh, thanks, Jason. No, you're watching the live stream while watching the live stream. That's crazy that's happening. Alright, I'm going to shut it off now. Put it around this way, I guess. See y'all next time. Hoorah! I'm going to catch the monsters. Oh, wait, before I go, I wanted to let you know, Daniel's coming over on Thursday, so we'll have some fun videos, hopefully, we'll be able to make on Thursday. It'll be lots of fun, so enjoy those or that. I don't know if it'll be multiple or just one, but I'll see y'all later. Hoorah!